Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I pre-sprout these bulbs. These are spring bulbs that should be planted in spring and they will bloom in summer. However, we still have a couple of weeks to go before I can actually do anything outside because it's still cold. It's not even spring as yet. So I just want to make sure that these bulbs I purchase, that they will not rot out in the bag. And I do recommend you get your bulbs now at the garden centers, because while they sit on the shelves at the garden centers, they will rot out. I came back from shopping and I got this poppy, and when I was looking through the poppy at the garden center, you should see it, the roots that came in here, they were black, there were mold in there. So I think they just dying and they're rotting from just being in the bag. But if you purchase them, at least you can bring them home and give them the ideal conditions that they need. Okay, so that's why I am sharing this video with you, so that way you don't have an issue. Show you well hard money is not wasted. All right, you can see here the Liatris. Do you see the green sprout already? So just imagine if you leave these in here, what will happen? They will rot and they will die. Anyway, so first let's pre-sprout the peony bulbs. And I have a video where I went through these in detail, so I can link that down for you below if you want a detailed video about these bulbs. But today I'm just gonna pre-sprout them. So the peony should be planted at least 2 inches. The bags say one is fine, 2 you can do 2. Should be planted this shallow. I know, you'll be like, what is this? So this is this baking pan you can use, and you don't have to wash it, you just use it and just toss it after. So I had these down in storage, and I'm like, you know what, I need something wide that could accommodate these peony bulbs. I'll show them to you. The peony roots, they're huge, and I thought of these, so I'm just gonna use these. And here they are. I was gonna use this milk jug I cut, but you can see where it's not wide enough, it's still sticking out. And I am so happy with these peonies, friends, because you could see I got a really good one here. So I have one here, and then here's one. Look at the third one, it is huge. So I tried putting it in the milk jug I cut, but you can see it was too big. I was not expecting it to be this large. So we're gonna put the soil is already moist. We're gonna put it in here, then we're gonna put the peonies in here. And when you plant peonies, I'm gonna show you the instructions that came with the packet. Place your roots down in planting hole and sprout facing up, cover with soil. So if you look at this, it looks like it's hard to tell, but not really. It's just that it's so awkward, right? But clearly you can see this is where the foliage is going to be. So this 1, 2, so these are the sprouts already coming up for you. So that way you know at least it's easier. And then this is the root. See the roots to the bottom here? So we're gonna put this like this. It's not a normal plant, how you know the root, like a bulb, right? It's different. So we're gonna put this like that. And friends, look at the eyes in these. I'm so excited about these peonies. I'm hoping I get bloom this year, because normally with these you don't get bloom the first year, you may get the second year, but because I'm pre-sprouting these earlier in the year, I think we might get some bloom. Okay, so keep fingers crossed and we will see. So that goes just like that. This is the root down, and then the eyes are up. I know, it's kind of weird. And then here's the other one. I'm hoping all 3 fit in here. Oh my goodness, it's huge. I know, so let's try to get this one like this. And remember friends, this is just temporary until I can plant outside, okay? So it doesn't have to be perfect. Just put the roots to the bottom and leave the pointy side up, and then these should be planted at least 2 inches deep. Okay, so when I can plant outside, my hole is only gonna be 2 inches, that's it. And you just cover with some soil. So I have some left over here, so I'm gonna just cover them a little. All right friends, so this is what it looks like, and remember to be careful not to break off these are the sprouts where the foliage would come from and where you would get your plant. Okay, so the question is, where do I put my peonies? So I am going to put the peony in my unheated garage, and the reason why I'm saying that is because peonies are cold hardy plants. If you have peony in your garden and you go outside, you will see these red tips coming out from the ground, right? Perform well in cold weather. If I leave these in my house where it's 70 degrees or so, I don't think I'll be doing justice to these roots. So that's why I'm gonna put them in my unheated garage, trying to mimic the outdoor conditions where peonies do well. I hope that makes sense. And the soil is moist, not too moist, and I'm gonna keep monitoring them, and I may take my spray bottle and give it a little mist if needed, but I don't think I really need to because it's gonna be in the unheated garage, and I'll keep my eyes on them. All right, so this is the peony. All right, friends, next we have the Asiatic lilies. These are the Landini. There are 4 bulbs in here, beautiful. And we're gonna also do the same thing where we're gonna pre-sprout them from inside. So I'm just using these nursery containers. You can get these from the dollar store. They also have them in smaller size too. So we're gonna put some moist soil in here and then put the bulbs in. All right, friends, so I just took some potted mixed soil. I moistened it very lightly, and I just put some to the bottom here. With your lilies, they should be planted at least 6 inches deep. So I'm just trying to mimic that if I had put them in the ground, and look how healthy these guys look. Okay, so once again, don't leave your bulbs in the plastic bag. They will sweat and they will rot on you. All right, so these are looking very healthy. So I'm just gonna take my time here and try to put this in the center. And here's the other one. And remember, they're only gonna be in here temporary, so don't worry too much about it, but just make sure you take care of them. All right. Oh my goodness, look at the roots in there. So we should have 4 of these beautiful ones. Here it is. Looks pretty healthy. All right, and then I'm just gonna go and cover them with some moist potting soil. I always keep potting soil in hand because if you try getting potting soil from the garden center, you will get lucky, but sometimes they have them outside in the cold and they're a little bit dirty and all of that. So I keep some on hand. All right, so let's cover these with some soil. So it's done. I'm so excited. So just keep your eyes on these. They're bulbs, so you don't need to be watering them. You can see the soil is moist, and maybe in a couple of weeks I should see the shoot coming up from in there. Okay, so the question is, where do I put these? So remember, we're trying to mimic the conditions outside. So in your garden, if you have lilies, you normally don't see lilies trying to emerge from the ground. I would say like when the ground is really, really warm, because they love the warm weather. So we're gonna keep these inside the house. So I'm gonna put them by a window in my dining room. I'm in my dining room now, friends. Okay, so that's why you see everything is covered, so I don't make a mess in here. So I'm gonna put these by the window in my dining room where I get a lot of sunlight and it's warm in here. All right, so I'll show that to you. All right, friends, so here it is. This is my dining area, and as you can see, this is the back of the garden. So this is where I get a lot of light coming in here. So this is where our lilies are, right here. And I have them on a tray, and I even have them on a Tupperware container I reuse for all these purposes. Yes, I love to recycle things. It do come in handy. And I have them here. So if I have to water these when the soil dries out, it will collect the water. So just protect your indoor, right? And here I just have some lupine germinating. You could see one there already. So excited about those. So yep, so that's where the lilies are. Hi friends, here we have the poppy. And remember to save your tags. I like saving these because sometimes you want to reference something on there. So I have this basket I put them in. Anyways, friends, so here is the poppy. And you can soak it, or you can take your time and gently remove this rubber band. Very important soon as you purchase this, well, before you purchase it, as I keep telling you guys, to inspect your roots and make sure you have healthy roots, okay? As I told you before, when I was buying these, it took me maybe a minute. I had to look through a ton of the bags, okay? A ton of the bags I had to look through to get good ones. I had black, maybe mold in there. I don't know what a black thing was, but you could see the roots were rotten because they're in the bags. So we should have 5 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 5. Friends, look at this one. Look how huge it is. Alrighty, so I'm so happy these are healthy looking. And I've never planted poppy from roots before. So it said on the package it should be 1 inch deep. Alright, so we're gonna put these in some containers. Once again, we're just gonna keep them temporary until I can plant outside, which might be like a few weeks, because if not, these are gonna die off on me. So looking at this, and when you look at this, compare with this, this looks like a carrot, doesn't it? I need like a nursery container to put these in, because this is the root. This is how long the roots are, okay? And then this is the top. So look what I came up with. Milk jugs that I normally would use for winter sowing. So I just put some hole to the bottom, because so whenever I water this, it's not gonna clog to the bottom. It will drain out. And I turn it upside down. The roots are really long. So when I plant this, I want the roots to go all the way to the bottom, okay? Remember, it's temporary, but we still have to pretend that we're mimicking how we would plant it outside. So let's give this a try and see what happens. As I said to you before, my first time planting poppy roots from scratch. So let's see what happens. All right, so let's get these in here. And I have 3 of these, and there should be 5 in the pack, but it looks like I got a free tiny one. So there are 6 in here. So I'm gonna do 2 roots per milk jug. Remember, it's temporary, okay? And keep my eyes on them. So let's get these planted. All right, friends, so here it is. I have this filled with soil, and I just use a nursery container just for support, because it's wobbling, right? It's not gonna stand on this tip here. So what I did here, I kind of make a cast, so to speak, for 2 of them. So just take your time. I mean, I could put 1 in here, but I'd prefer to do 2, because then I have to go look for more milk jugs and all of that. And I'm trying to get the roots down to the very bottom as far as I can. Remember, we're mimicking the outdoor conditions if we had planted these outside. So do you see that? And then we're gonna do another one right here. Trying to make a hole somewhat in there. And here we are. These roots remind me of carrots. There we go. Do you see that? So when I stretch these roots out, and when you plant these in your garden, I recommend using an auger to get the hole that deep. And these could be very, very finicky. So I'm hoping they do well when I plant them outside. All right, and then according to instructions, it says you need to plant, where is it, 1 inch. Do you see that? 1 inch right there. So we're just gonna make sure the crown is just 1 inch. All right, let me know in the comment below if you ever started these inside and how it worked out for you, or if you have any tips. As I said to you before, I'm just experimenting here. I've never done this before. And then we're just gonna cover the top of here. All right, friends, so we're just gonna cover the top here. And as you can see, the soil is moist. So I'm very excited about these. But could you imagine if I purchased these when I can plant outside, there will not be anything in the bag. They'll be all rotten. So that's why we're doing this. Okay, so Poppy likes cool weather. They don't like the heat. That's why you don't see Poppy in the summer. So my thing is that, should I put them by the windowsill or should I put them downstairs where it's cool? Not heated, but cool. Or should I keep them in my dining room where the sun comes in? So I'm not sure where. I've never done these before. So I think I am going to put them downstairs where it's cool, right? So I think I'm gonna put these downstairs where it's cool by a window so they get light, but it's cool, it's not heated, and it's not freezing cold. So we'll see what happens, right? As I said to you before, as you guys know, I love to experiment and see what happens. If you don't take the chance and you don't experiment with something, you don't know. And I tried doing research how to do these indoor, and friends, I couldn't find anything online how to start your roots from indoor. You have how to start poppy seeds, you have how to start poppy roots outside, but to pre-sprout them, I just couldn't find any information. Just doing my own experiment here and see what happens. All right, and I'll keep my eyes on them, and if the soil is dry, I'll just take my spray bottle and moist them. Friends, what I love about this is the awkward shape of the milk jug. This is green tea jug, and it accommodates for at least 2 in here. So get creative, think out the box. So all right, so we have 6 here. I got 1 free. Yep, it should have been 5. I got 1 free there, and let's see what happens. I'm very, very excited. So obviously I'll give you an update with these. But moving on, we're gonna do Liatris now. All right, friends, so let's pot up these Liatris. I've never pre-sprout Liatris from inside. I've planted them outside. So let's see how we can pre-sprout these so that way they do not rot out. Remember, the reason for this is just to ensure that the bulbs are kept alive and they do not rot out on you, okay? And also you get a jump start on the season. So let's get these in here. So we have 2 baking dish. So there's no drainage hole here. I just kept it as is. The soil is moist. Liatris known as gift feather or blazing star. Look at these. These are a pollinator magnet, friends. The pollinators love Liatris. They're unique to have in your garden. They have striking blooms and they're perennials. Let's see what zone. They're perennials in zones 2 through 9. So that's gonna cover most of you, right? And they prefer full sun to partial shade, and they bloom mid to late summer, and these make great winter interest also. I just took this little shovel thing and I just pat it down just to make sure there's no bubbles, and the soil is very moist. Make sure it's not soaking wet, but it's moist. All right, and then let's look at the Liatris here. All right, do you see these already pre-sprouting? I cannot repeat myself enough. When you purchase these, don't leave them in the bag. They will die out on you, especially if you cannot plant. I'm in zone 6B. I cannot put these in the ground as yet. That's why I'm doing this video, just to share some tips with you, and I hope you find something useful from this video. All right, and if you don't buy these yet and you go purchase them when it's time for you to start to plant out, you will not get good quality bulbs. Okay, they're in the garden centers, they're sitting in bags. These bags don't even have any hole for ventilation, so think of that, right? They will sweat out and they will die. Yes, they have this perlite stuff in here to help it, but as I said before, I think in my other video I was telling you guys, I got these on clearance last year, and friends, you will not believe there were a ton of gnats, those tiny flies in there, and most of the bulbs were rotten. I did get a handful I put in the garden, and honestly I didn't care because they were maybe 50% off, I think, or 75% off, so they were on clearance, so I didn't really care about not having a full amount. Oh, and be careful here, I just made a mistake. So this is where the foliage, the plant, will come from, and this is the root. All right, So just make sure you take your time and you do this, and it's easy to identify where's the tip and where's the bottom. So here's the roots, you can see their roots, and right here you can see the foliage. And I always say with a bulb like a tulip, if you don't know, you can't recognize it, you put it on the side. But I think these Liatris are pretty easy for you to tell what's a root or what is a pointy end. All right, so I'm gonna take my time and put these in here. Look at them carefully and put them in here, and I'll show you what it looked like after. All right, friends, here's the first container. I'm laughing because it reminds me of like I'm gonna bake these Liatris, right? Because they're in the baking pan. But I was only able to put 20 in a tray, and they have a little bit of space here, but just remember they're just temporary. All right, then I'm gonna cover them with some soil, and I'm using some potting mix as I told you before, and it's moist. You just want to cover it. And look at the shoot and this one. Do you see this one, friends? Look at that. Oh my goodness. See, they're ready. I cannot stress enough, if they stay longer in these bags, what would happen to them? They would die, they will get rotten, and you'll be just wasting your hard working dollars, right? So let's finish covering these, and then we're gonna start the other batch. And hopefully I'm able to put all in the other batch, because I'm telling you, friends, my house looks like a greenhouse. There's just stuff everywhere. All right, friends, so we have 3 baking dishes with Liatris. So I think I got more than 55 bulbs in here, but the question is, where do I put my Liatris? I am going to put them by the window in the dining room. Oh my god, it's a mess over there. I have so many plants sitting there getting the sun. That's where I'm gonna put these and keep my eyes on them. And I shouldn't have to water these too much because the soil is moist, and remember, they're corms or bulbs, and your bulbs don't like to have wet feet. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure, just keep my eyes on them. I just spray with my spray bottle on top. Okay, you don't need to give it a good pouring of water. You do not want to rot these bulbs out. But look at this one already coming out from the top. See that? And if you have any tips or tricks how you pre-sprout your bulbs from inside while you wait on the weather conditions to be good, leave it down in the comment box below, so that way we can learn from each other. All right, so let's see. Alrighty, so we did Asiatic lilies, we did peonies, flame and Hawaiian coral, and we just did the Liatris, and we also did poppy. All right, so I'm definitely be giving you updates with these while the weather gets warmer, and let's see what happens. Okay, but remember to keep your eyes on your bulbs and only water if needed, or you could get your spray bottle and you can spray on top. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. And till next time, I'll see you in the next one. And remember, spring will be here, okay? It will be here, and we'll be outside, and we'll be planting and having some fresh air and enjoying nature. All right, see you in the next one. Cheers.